Another group that we're watching this morning that's been frequently, if not memey, certainly sort of trendy, right? And it's frequently on our trending tickers list. I'm talking about the electric vehicles, because we're watching the Chinese EV makers in particular, which were out with deliveries this morning. NIO, its deliveries up 95% year over year in May, delivering just over 6,700 vehicles. It got an upgrade from Citi. And then you've got XPeng, that company delivering, I mean, some of these weren't making any vehicles at all, really. And XPeng is an example of that. 483% increase in its vehicles to almost 5,700. Brian, you've talked to XPeng. Well, I guess we've all talked to XPeng, but you've been watching this company closely. I mean, I think that when you're in this growth phase, you tend to see these kinds of numbers, but I don't know what this long-term sustainability is.
No, it's a good question. XPeng has proven, I think, to start to widen its competitive advantage versus a NIO and a Li Auto, some of those other Chinese auto plays here. But very important to note, and it was noted, it was brought to investors' attention again in the NIO press release here. Their results were held back by the chip shortage. Now, XPeng did not note that in its press release, but it remains a really big issue here, Myles. The chip shortage in not only the Chinese electric vehicle market, but obviously also the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, I think the chip shortage is something that we all know at this point, not going away at any point soon. And I do wonder, you think about emerging businesses like an XPeng, like a NIO. I mean, in a way, it's kind of a nice cover for them, right? I mean, they can push out already years forward production and sales timelines on account of this chip shortage. And if the story is to continually tell investors that the best days are ahead of these businesses, what better to extend your timeline than to have, Julie, a global supply chain shortage that makes it impossible for you to create vehicles at the timeline, the already aggressive timeline that you had claimed you were going to do so beforehand.
Yes, and we'll see how that whole supply chain shortage situation works out going forward.